Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. The legend is here. Just you and I, you and I. Connecting. Hello.
What's going on, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Everything's good with you?
Yeah, as much as it can be. How you holding up?
I'm holding up, man. Same way, much as I can be. But I'm feeling good today. Today's been a real good day because I got things moving right now. I've got the ball rolling today with my solo career back up and running, and new record, new music out. So I'm having a more positive day today than usual. Let's put it that way.
No, that's good. That's good. Love to
Hmm.
see it. You just dropped your new single, All Mine, grown folk
Yeah.
music. How does it feel for you to come back as a solo artist in the game?
Feels great, man. Feels like a long time coming, something I've been wanting to do for a long time, been preparing for quite some time, and just waiting for the right family, the right situation, and the right timing to do it.
Right.
It's tough in the game right now when you've been around 40, almost 40 something years. So to have people take it serious, to be with the right team that really could see, or really want to help make sure people know about it and put the right energy behind it. Not just gonna throw it against the wall and see what sticks, and if it don't, they moving on. It's hard. It's hard to get that belief in you when you've been around this long. People want that something that they know can sell a bunch of records out the gate, and that's more relevant. So having the right squad, the right timing, the right record, all that stuff takes time these days, man. So it's been a long time coming for me, but I think we got it right. I think everything is to where I wanted it to be, to just at least feel like I had the chance to give myself the best shot as possible. So we there now.
Right. So like you said, you've been in the game for about 40 years and
Mm.
you did the solo thing before and you're coming back now with it. What has been your most valuable lesson that you learned from your first time around to now?
Each time I've gone around, I've had a certain amount of success. There's always been something successful about it. So just learning to not take it for granted, take that success for granted, learning to always try to outdo yourself and better yourself. And every time you come out the gates, come out swinging hard, practicing hard, be ready, eating right, working right. It's like before you hit the gym. Before you hit the boxing ring, you gotta hit the ring, you gotta hit the gym, you gotta hit the road and jog, you gotta jump rope, you gotta work on all these different aspects to make sure before you go in there that you ready for it, or you don't want to get knocked out. So
Right.
that's what it is with me. Same thing with the music industry. You don't want to get knocked out. You got to be ready for it. You got to prepare for it properly, and that's what had to happen. I learned that I'll never not work out properly before I jump in the ring. You know.
Right. Now,
Yep.
now you team back up with your musical brother, Mr. Johnny Gill.
Yeah,
Y'all
man.
did y'all release Perfect out in 2019 last year. So how was it for you to get back in the studio with him? Just bring back old times? Did you guys just go back in with the flow? Was it something different?
Me and Johnny's on the phone talking all the time. We're always, we're real friends. I know where his son's at. I know where the son's go when he knows about my kids and what we're going through, and um, then when they graduating, and we stayed like that with each other throughout the years. So always being around him is fun. Is the energy is always light and kind and brotherly. It's a real friendship, real brotherhood, and so being in the studio. Um, Ever since the first time I went in the studio with him with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on the Heartbreak album with New Edition, I've just been at awe at his skills, at his talent, his ear, and his abilities. Johnny's a beast in there, so when I go in there, I always expect something great. I always want to do my best because I know what he's capable of doing. At least in my eyes, I see him as, whew, okay, we're
Right.
going to be on the same record together. I got to have my stuff together.
Right.
And that's real. So I'm always ready. I go in there and challenge myself, and he challenges himself. And it's like it's just like a dance. We use each other's vocals. He's more hard body and rough, Teddy Pendergrass, Luther Vandross-ish. I'm on my Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, and we make those all swirl together in a way where you get this pleasant vibe of both of them, where you get the skill and the talent, and you get the smoothness and the silkiness that just kind of makes it all work as one piece. Me and him are, we've grown to love that style and grown to use that style well. Whether we're working with the guys that invented that or swirled it put together for the first time, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, or we're going in there with somebody new and making sure they understand how to use that combination properly. We've kind of mastered how to work with each other in that way so that we can get the most out of each other and do it the right way. So it's always that's pretty much how to sum up what it's like to work with him and what I feel about it. Johnny's a beast, and I just love working with him. That's my favorite. One of my favorite artists of all time is Johnny Gill, especially as a vocalist and his business mind is. It's a beast, man. Johnny's a beast in this game. That's all I can say about it. Don't sleep on that.
Right. No, I love to hear that,
Mm-hmm.
especially because, like, as we've watched, you guys go through ups and downs. All y'all manage to come back together and bring back that brotherhood and maintain that. So, it's great to see,
Mm-hmm.
especially amongst black men, just holding each other down, getting back together, letting whatever happen, and, doing what you got to do. Because I will say,
Mm-hmm.
when I listen to the song, the first note, I'm like, brother got it. He still got it. Like, I got to give it to him. You holding it on. Like, you say, I'm good. I'm like, nah, like, this is fire. I got to give it to you. Grown folk music. I can appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot, It means a lot. Just coming back out of here, man. Those are the kind of comments you want to hear, man. Like, I still can appreciate him doing appreciate me doing my thing. I just like hearing brothers really be able to give it up to each other, man. If it's real like that for you, and I need that. That's that confidence that allows me to go out here and feel like I'm doing it still, and I can go in the studio and knock them out. I'm
Right.
on the right track. Mm-hmm.
Right. No, definitely appreciate that. Now, I can't go without mentioning that you are a part of one of the most legendary groups of all time.
Yeah.
How did it feel for you when the New Edition docuseries came out to see that you had fans of cross generations come together, loving the music, supporting the story, loving what you guys put together, even after having a break for so many years?
It was surreal, man. It's one of those things that you dream of when you put out a story or you want to tell the story. You put out anything, any project you put out, you want an overwhelming or an unsuspectedly pleasantly surprised type of reaction to it, response to it. You want to be pleasantly surprised by the level it took on or something like that. Or does something beyond what you wanted it to do. And in that case, that did something beyond what I would have ever expected it to do. I want people to like it. I know the core fans are going to like it, but to break records, to reintroduce the group to a whole new generation, it's like that's what you want when you do a project, man. We started out as the type of group that the whole family can come to the concert. The mothers and dads used to bring their kids to the concert at one point because we were so young and they were so young. It went from that to growing up to these kids coming out to the concerts with their parents older, to now those same people who were the kids that the parents were bringing out can bring their kids out to the concert. The way, depending on how we do it, it's all family oriented. The whole group stayed that way. We kept New Edition in a certain light and a certain realm so that we didn't change that about it. When we wanted to do something that was more edgy or more raunchy or grown, we use the solo projects for that. We address that with that so we can always leave New Edition with what it stood for when we came out the gate with it. And that's a family group. That's something that everybody can come out and enjoy. And we wanted the story to be the same way. And being able to tell the story from those different perspectives, starting out with the littles, what we called them on the set was the littles, and going into the bigs, that allowed us to be able to open that story up to the kids, and let them see what it was like coming up as little guys and hearing the records like Candy Girl and Popcorn Love, Is This the End, and revisit it from that perspective. You couldn't ask for much more, man. It opened up it reminded me of when I came up listening to the Jacksons. My mother had already grew out. My father and them and my aunts and them had already kind of outgrew the little Mike in the ABC days, and they was into the older Jackson style when they was coming out with Destiny and the Triumph album and all that stuff. But I'm still just getting turned on to the I Want You Back and the ABCs and listening to those records, being blown away. So I think that that's what this last run that we did as New Edition, that's what it did to the younger generation. It opened up these households that New Edition was already a part of to the kids that were in those households, and allowed them to be a part of the experience as well. Beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. When I watch those kids sitting in the house and they mom and dad's playing Candy Girl or one of the records, and they're singing along with it, doing the,
They
like
got
they
the
got a
dance
fake
moves going
microphone in
on
their
too.
hand, doing the move, exactly, doing the moves. That's special, man. That's real special.
Right now, definitely, just being as a fan, watching it, watching the story, just like you said, is one thing, but watching everybody kind of come together, especially like seeing all like the little black boys up there dancing, because like
Mm.
just expressing themselves, being carefree, like it was a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely, man. I felt the same way. It's heartwarming. And it was, again, you start feeling like you're reaching those platforms. You're reaching that level of the groups that you looked up to, and you feel like you're starting to do and have that same level of love and respect and longevity and reaching that same goal that you wanted to reach. I always gauged what New Edition was doing and the levels that we were reaching through the Jacksons and the Temptations primarily.
Right.
Like when how I looked at them and the kind of accolades and the things they were doing, the way that they felt in the households around the way. I always gauged New Edition success based on those guys, and when I seen us starting to match and duplicate some of that same vibe, and people start calling you the new Temptation, the new Jacksons of our era and stuff like that, it's like, yes, mission accomplished. You know what I mean?
Right. No, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I understand wholeheartedly. And
Mm-hmm.
so, not trying to take too much of your time, so I'm going to round it back to my final question.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect from you in terms of your upcoming album? What would you like to keep from them?
Yeah, well, this next one is I'm trying to establish what Mike did when he did the Off the Wall album
Mm.
with this album. Where when I heard the Off the Wall album, when we all heard the Off the Wall album, it was the first time we got a glimpse of this Mike that we didn't mind seeing away from his brothers.
Right.
Although we always want to see the Jacksons, we always want to see them all come together and do our favorite records, and just the energy that they bring when they're all together to us and to the arenas and to the cities. We wanted to see more. We was pleasantly surprised and loved what Mike was doing with all of that Rock With You and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. And it was like, okay, now I love the Jacksons, but I'm starting to dig this Jackson. Starting to dig this Michael thing that he's on right now with his
Right.
high water pants and the new vibe he was on. It was just
Not
like,
the
okay,
pants.
Michael,
Not the pants.
yeah, man, it's like he's been to get us with the glitter socks and the high water pants. It's like, here we go. You might be on to something now, Mike. You know what I mean? So it really bona fide him as a soloist, as a solo artist, away from the Jacksons, as well as being Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5 as well. So I'm hoping that I can accomplish that. That's one of the goals, or primary goals that I want to establish with this, so that my solo career is not always, or me as an artist is not always seen first as the New Edition member, but as the entertainer, Ralph Tresvant, all around the board, whether I'm doing New Edition, whether I'm doing Heads of State, whether I'm doing my solo thing, whether I go out here and start a new group with Johnny and do a project, or do one with Teddy Riley and some boys, and just whatever it might be, I want them to be able to just appreciate me as an artist altogether by myself, alone. Yeah, and not always being so established or tied into, not that it's a bad thing, tied into just being the lead singer of New Edition. That's what I think I want to accomplish.
Right. Well,
Hmm.
thank you for taking the time out the schedule to speak with me. I appreciate it. You see the comments, the fans appreciate it. So,
No
we
problem.
got to give it to you, especially like why the legends and icons still around. You got to give you flowers, got to give you the love, the praise, the success. While you still here, so you able to see it, feel it, smell it, anything you can do.
Much respect, King. That's what it is. That's what it is. Exquisite Carter. I feel you, man. And I appreciate the love, like, and the time and let me come out here and spread the word about my music and what I'm doing right now, man. Thanks me for letting you use your platform, you know what I'm saying, to get the word out. I appreciate that, bro.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
No doubt. All right.
You
In a
be
minute. Yeah, you too, man.
Thank you.